Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk you through a frequently asked question, something that I get asked at least on a weekly basis, and that is, why do my light bulbs keep blowing all the time? And the solution is actually fairly simple, but people do tend to assume that there's something wrong with their wiring, or there must be something up with the power supply to the house. And sometimes you do, in certain areas you might get more voltage surges and things like that than other areas, and that can shorten the life of your bulbs. But mainly it's down to the type of lamp that you buy, and how much money you sort of put into what you're buying. So just the quality of what you're buying, basically. Sometimes it can be tempting to buy something that might be on the cheaper end, but the downside to that is that you'll go through a lot more bulbs, and it'll seem like there must be some other issue, but in actual fact, quite often it's just the fact that you've taken the low offer, and you've bought something that just doesn't last. So there are some much better options, of course, and I will run you through what I think is your best bet, your best value for money, and just what to look for with each different type. So first on the list is the traditional incandescent. So this is just a 60 watt bulb, just sort of your bog standard. This is actually a long life version, so this is about as good as one of these will ever get. So it's just a standard old incandescent, and so what they call a long life is 2,500 hours, which is not a hell of a lot, and that's about as good as they get. So if you're buying something that's worth $1, you won't even get that sort of life. But because they do get a bit of a rough ride in transit and things like that, and they've got a filament in them, that can actually shorten the life of them too. But mainly it's just most people are buying your $1 incandescent light bulb and expecting to get long life out of it. So the next one we've got is the energy saver lamp, and this is a 20 watt, which is actually equivalent to something like an 80 watt or 100 watt lamp, as an incandescent, and it's your warm white. And so these are quite good. You'll get quite a lot longer life out of them. It says on the box 8,000 hours, which is fairly decent. Definitely a lot better than an incandescent for sure. The only downside is that they do take a while to warm up, so that can mean that by the time they've warmed up, if your light bulb's in somewhere like a toilet or a bathroom and you're just in and out, they don't even really get a chance to warm up, so you've got to deal with sort of a dull, crappy light. And last on the list we have the LED, and this is a Philips 10 watt, which is 1,020 lumens, which is really quite bright. You can get brighter, of course, but that is going to be heaps in a house. You could even drop down to something like an 8 watt and you'd be fine. But these are definitely a lot better. You're getting more like, well, the box says 15,000 hours runtime, which is another step up again. Of course, you do pay a bit more in price. You might pay something around $10 for one of these as opposed to $1 for something that'll blow every couple of days, but you'll save a lot in power, and just it's a massive pain in the ass changing light bulbs all the time. No one wants to be doing that. But these are good. You can get them in a nice warm white, and you'll definitely get your money's worth out of them. So it's definitely my pick. I'd be going with the LED. The incandescent will be okay, but be prepared to be changing them all the time. The energy saver will be a good choice, but you get that annoying warm up factor, which is really painful. And then of course the LED, which is definitely the pick. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna pay around $8-10 or something for that, but it'll be worth it. Awesome, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.